Coach Rob Beucler used the 2-2-1 press over the course of his coaching career, which resulted in a Final Four appearance and Coach of the Year award in Ohio. As he shares in this video, one unique feature of the 2-2-1 is its versatility. Depending on your strengths and those of your opponent, you can use it to speed teams up or slow teams down. Additionally, you can fall back into either man or zone half-court defense, never letting your opponent get comfortable. In this video, Coach Beucler shares 5 ways you can adapt the 2-2-1 and vary your level of aggressiveness. Before we get to the video, make sure to click the link in the description to gain access to a free PDF that includes 5 drills for a punishing press, featuring diagrams, descriptions, and bonus tips. Now let's get started.
All right, one of the reasons that we do like our press, it does allow us some versatility. It gives us a chance to create more pressure, and our players like pressure. They like to be able to compete, cause turnovers, get those easy layups, have a more up-tempo type game than regular slowdown. One of the things about the 75 press, it allows us to dictate or control what the opponents are trying to do. If they want to play fast, we're going to try and make them play slow. If they want to play slow, then we're going to speed them up, and we have several things that we can do with our 75 that will cause them to get out of their element. All right, in this chapter, we're going to talk about some of the different wrinkles or different looks that we give our 75 press because teams get accustomed to things. We use our 75 press, as I said earlier, to speed teams up, to slow them down. So depending on what we want, one of the things that we're going to look at speeding teams up that have a little trouble with pressure, causing them to play faster than what they want to. The one that we're going to look at now is we are going to talk about rover out of the front of our 75. Our rover defense is the only minor change we will do. Our guards are going to move instead of being behind the player protecting the basket, we're going to force the issue. So we want our guards to get in front, play a little bit like linemen, stay down in the stance. We are hoping they don't let their offensive players going toward the ball. If they do, they're going to have to go to the corners. If they would pick for each other, they're going to switch. They're going to maintain this positioning where they're going to stay between their man and the basketball. We hope that the player out of bounds has to throw a pass over the top. Now, depending on where the ball's out of bounds, our front men are going to play, as I said, in front of their man. They're going to watch the man that's trying to get open. Again, they're going to watch his eyes. If their eyes go up or their hands go up, they're going to throw their hands up, and if it hits them in the back of the hand, that's fine, but they're looking for that pass to be hit somewhere. I would rather them be going that way with the basketball. If they catch it, yeah, it's going to speed them up, and it may put them in where they're going to have to meet 2 guys coming at them from our midline. Our midline guys are going to be playing like center field. Now, the ball side guy is going to be ready to cover the sideline. This guy will play in this short rover area, looking to pick up, and they're going to try to be interceptors out of this defense. The back man is going to be a safety. We prefer it not go there. And again, we can communicate and we're going to talk. Now, you guys will inbounds the ball. I want you guys to switch everything. I want you to drop below the screens if it's a pick, staying between your man and the ball. Once the ball's in bounds, we're going to pause for a second and tell how we react. All right, go ahead and try to get in bounds. All right, stop. Now, once the ball's in bounds and they see it go, they're trying to get back into their coverage for the 75. But the rover press is trying to work. Now, one thing I think our midline guys have got to anticipate some of those passes. So, Heath, you're going to be looking for getting that coverage if it's coming up on that side of the court. If they throw over, you guys got to you're going to come in and play center field a little bit. A lot of teams will react differently with this. All we're wanting is cause them to speed up a little bit or to get a deflection. Again, you guys can make them play a little bit harder up front, make them force that way. They're going down low and creating some space. You want to make them run backwards if it's possible. That's one of the things You can put a little body on them to see if you can create that movement going into the backcourt. Dead. Another situation we may do out of our alternatives with the 75 press, we call it soft, and it is a 2-2-1 or a 75 half court look. Let's go ahead and back it up half court. A lot of teams do not like to play against odd front or even front zones. It's one or the other sometimes. This is used sometimes for us to take teams out of their offense. If they like to play against man-to-man, they're going to have to play against zone. If they are a zone team, we'll appear to be zone. We'll cause them to maybe keep their guards, if they have extremely good guards, keep them on the perimeter where they are getting pressed, and also keep them out of penetration skills by us going zone a little more. And we, as I said earlier, depending on what we want to do, we can fall back into a man-to-man or we can fall back into a zone out of this. Now the soft is no longer a 3/4 court 75. It is becoming more of a half court with a little token pressure. And our areas of emphasis are again in the front court. As they cross this half court, we're going to use this half court line as a boundary to kind of be another man for us. We'll use that sideline in the same way. Let's look at that. Our front line responsibilities now change a little bit. Instead of being up at 3/4 court, the ball will be inbounded. One of these gentlemen will call out the ball. They're going to make sure they determine which one. If the ball's on that side, Tyler will call ball. He'll go up and put some token pressure, something to slow them down. Throw the ball in. Gage again is midline. Now, we're going to ask him to even be further back to help in this area. Heath is a midline forward. He's going to get in the passing lane. We do not, so you're going to get in the passing lane if that ball's on that side. Nathan will be long middle, preventing that ball from going in there. Again, it's anticipatory. You have to be able to make some reads. All right, go ahead and dribble the ball up. A lot of teams, Mickey, flash the middle, as we've done before. Now, if you're going to make the reversal, Tanner, you'll slide back. Tyler's forced the ball up. Same principles. What do? Bump it. Token. We are just slowing these teams down with our soft. It may take them 4 to 5, 6 seconds. We use this a lot of times against fast break teams that want to come across and get into their man transition. This slows them down a little bit. Also, Gage then will bump up, pressuring the ball sideline. We want him to think he's able to drive. So you're 3/4, force that sideline. Nathan, where do you need to be? Passing lane. You're allowing him to cross midcourt. The midline guys have to allow that. So again, go ahead, Tanner, dribble up. Wait till he crosses. All right, now attack. Nathan has maintained the dance, up 1, back 2, but if we can get this trap up in this front court, near the half court line, again, Dare shoots. Tyler has short middle. Heath is going to drop long middle, ball side. You can step up and look. If they form a good trap, this diagonal skip pass is a tough pass to make. And it's a tough pass to handle. Now, if they make it very often, then we'll be doing, we'll have to look at something else. But it's one of the things. Again, the principle is the same. If Tanner turns his back, doesn't like the pressure, then we're going to shoot. You're going to come to the ball, Landon. You might stand way over there, but I think I would shorten my passing lane down. You're there. You're there. It's going to be a hard pass for a diagonal with him with his back to it. Okay? Heath, you're going to move when the ball's in the air. Let's go through this now. Let's see if with 75, 3/4, with soft, we're half court. As I said earlier, we maintain the guards a lot of times by keeping them out on front, and they don't get transition. We've slowed them down, taken them out of their man-to-man offense. and it has worked considerably well for us at times. Take it out of bounds, run through it. Back it up. Bump. Now. All right. At sometimes we will play our soft defense. And if you'll back up and they go soft, a lot of times teams will run a player through the middle. And one of the situations that we've had in the past, it's a big player. So we definitely don't want the ball to be entered into the middle of the court. We've said around us and over us, but never through us. It gives them too many scoring opportunities to get both sides of the court to work from. So one of the things that we've done with our soft, they'll appear to be soft, but we'll call 12. And one of those bigger guards will go and stay in that middle. It makes it appear a little bit differently. It looks like a 1-3-1, but the principles are different, and we're going to stay in our soft principles, and we'll fall back into either man or zone. All right, go ahead. So now 12, Gage. Now, Nate. All right, stop right there. Now, one of the reasons that we've done soft in the past is to take a team that likes to go into their offense quickly or maybe transition well. We would run our 75 backed up at the half-court line. We made some changes over the years when they would put a post player in the middle or a big player that we had trouble defending or keeping it out of the middle. So we kind of shaded our soft to where we'd put one of the big guards in the middle of the half court, and he's going to stay in that position. He's not going to bump as we had originally done with our regular soft. Our midline guys are going to extend out to passing lane, short middle. And if they bring it in, reverse the basketball. Go ahead and reverse it now. Cut through, Mickey, go to the middle. Now reverse it. Gage will chase, and it doesn't matter if this player takes off and goes ahead of Gage. Gage's going to make an angle that he's going to catch up. Nathan has got to come up, and we're going to still try to trap this sideline. And then we can form that trap as soon as he crosses in the front court. We've maintained that space in the middle. A lot of times, teams have been successful running the basketball. We want them to think that we're in a 2-2-1 press. A lot of times we will show our 75 press and then turn around and tell them we're going to go 3 retreat. That is nothing more than we're going to show 75 and fall back into a man-to-man. As it crosses half court, we'll match up. But again, purpose of it is to slow them down, not allow them to go transition or maybe possibly go into their man right away, use a little bit of time off the clock. You're ready. One of the things we look at, this 75 press does have its appearances that it can be another defense at times. And all it is we're making adjustments in our rotations. It may appear to be a 1-2-1-1, 3-quarter court, but we're still staying in our 75 principles, and we're trying to match up. Again, if our press fails, and once it gets across midcourt, is either reversed through a skip pass or reversal out of a trap to the other side, we're going to go back to our man-to-man, or we're going to go back to our zone defense out of it. That's one of the advantages the 75 press allows us to do. It changes up that we can play several defenses out of it when we revert back to our half-court game. All right, go ahead and throw the ball in bounds. We have the player playing up on the ball. They make the reversal. We got a bump. He bumps up, covers the middle. Now we're pressuring it. All right, come up, Nate. Dead ball. Nate's getting ready to anticipate. He can either make this trap up here in this area, or he can wait and make it in the backcourt. We've used the backcourt probably 70% of the time compared to, the front court rather than the backcourt because of the extension of the court. But this press then has a similarity to a 1-2, 1-1, three-quarter court press. A lot of teams will handle it differently how they want to attack it. I think defenses are made to change the offenses, and I think it's a chess game. And I think a lot of times what works best for some teams is not going to work for others. So we try to have something that's going to match up with them.
We hope you enjoyed this 2-2-1 video. If you want instant access to 5 drills for a punishing press, make sure to click the link in the description so you can gain access to a free PDF featuring diagrams, descriptions, and bonus tips. Again, if you incorporate these drills into your practices, your team will have the technique and mindset necessary to pressure teams into submission. Make sure to click and subscribe and then click the bell button so you're the first to know when we release more new videos. Thanks for watching.